The mysterious Nazca Lines of Peru, ancient desert drawings scratching our curious minds. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're taking a virtual trip across the globe to the arid deserts of southern Peru. There lies one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries, the enigmatic Nazca Lines. Scattered across the landscape are hundreds of massive drawings etched into the earth centuries ago by an ancient people called the Nazca. From mere lines and shapes to complex figures of animals, plants, and humanoids. The Nazca Lines have puzzled experts and captured imaginations for over 80 years since their discovery. Just how were they made, and what purpose did they serve for this lost civilization? Grab your thinking caps and your sense of adventure, folks, because the mysteries of the Nazca Lines will surely blow your mind. Spanning over 170 square miles across the Pampa, Colorado plain, the Nazca Lines consist of shallow trenches dug into the iron oxide-coated desert floor to reveal lighter soil beneath. The result: phenomenal geoglyphs, some measuring over 600 feet long. Just stop and imagine the massive scale and effort required to construct these. While some glyphs are simple lines and shapes like triangles or spirals, others depict creatures like monkeys, hummingbirds, sharks, whales, and spiders. Even bizarre humanoid forms like the astronaut-looking spaceman and owl-man glyphs seem otherworldly. From the ground, they don't look like much at all. You could walk along them and totally miss their scale and detail. But once you view them from above, you begin to realize the artistic brilliance of their designs. It's simply fascinating how the ancient Nazca were able to create them without modern tools or the ability to fly. Legends say they were crafted by the gods themselves. So who exactly were the Nazca people responsible for these desert canvas masterpieces? Archaeologists trace the earliest lines back over 2,500 years. Between 500 BCE to 500 CE, the Nazca flourished in the area before their eventual decline around 600 CE. Known for their advanced textiles, pottery, and irrigation systems, the Nazca transformed a harsh climate into a livable homeland. Aqueducts tapping underground oases allowed their civilization to thrive for centuries. Some evidence even suggests the Nazca may have used hot air balloons to view the glyphs from above. Constructing the Nazca Lines required generations of people working together in a massive, organized effort. Using simple tools like ropes and wooden stakes, they planned each glyph meticulously. They dug away dark rocks and soil to reveal the lighter-colored sands beneath, creating each figure and line. But their reasons still baffle modern researchers. Some theories suggest they were linked to astronomy as celestial calendars and solstice markers. Certain lines align with the sunrise on winter solstice, possibly for rituals. Other ideas propose the Nazca Lines were sacred walkways leading to gathering spaces for ceremonies, or pointed to underground rivers and aquifers. From the ground, the lines are nearly invisible, so they may have held ritual symbolism and meaning only to the Nazca people. From above, think of them like runway landing lines for the gods. The Nazca left no written clues, making their purpose open to speculation. While the Nazca Lines continue to hold many secrets, their preservation has faced modern challenges. Urbanization and pollution pose risks. Traffic on the Pan American Highway cuts right through the site as well. In 2014, a Greenpeace protest placed massive letters next to the hummingbird glyph, leading to outrage over potential damage. Now, Peruvian authorities are getting stricter about restricting access to protect the UNESCO World Heritage Site. Efforts today focus on conservation and education to ensure the Nazca Lines endure for future generations. Their value lies not just in cracking their meaning, but appreciating the ancient civilization behind such ambitious, artistic accomplishments. Can you imagine dedicating your entire life to help craft even a small piece of one of these massive desert artworks? That level of human cooperation and vision is just so thought-provoking. The Nazca Lines will continue to mystify and inspire the curious souls, dreamers, and explorers among us. They hold so many secrets waiting to be uncovered about our collective human past. That unknown essence makes ancient mysteries like these so magnetic. Some questions may never have definite answers, but letting our imaginations fill in the Nazca Lines' missing pieces sure makes for an awesome adventure. Got any wild theories yourself? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more unsolved mysteries in fascinating places. Mysteries in the desert, the intriguing Nazca Lines of Peru. Scattered across the arid Nazca Desert in southern Peru lie hundreds of enormous geoglyphs known as the Nazca Lines. From simple lines and geometric shapes to complex designs of animals, plants, and humanoid figures. The Nazca Lines have puzzled researchers and captured the imaginations of people around the world since their discovery in the 1920s. Designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1994, the Nazca Lines continue to raise many questions. How and why were they created? What was their meaning and purpose? Let's examine what makes the enigmatic Nazca Lines one of the most fascinating and unforgettable ancient mysteries. The Nazca Lines cover over 170 square miles of the Pampa Colorada, a dry, desolate plain between the towns of Nazca and Palpa in the Peruvian Andes. They consist primarily of lines and figures made by the removal of the black iron oxide-coated pebbles that cover the desert surface, exposing the lighter soil beneath. The designs vary considerably in complexity. Hundreds are simple lines and geometric shapes like triangles, rectangles, and spirals. More complex figures depict animals such as a monkey, spider, hummingbird, whale, and shark. Plant life drawings include trees and flowers. Perhaps the most puzzling figures are the anthropomorphic designs like the astronaut, the owlman, and the spaceman. The largest geoglyphs measure over 600 feet across. The hummingbird has a wingspan stretching over 300 feet long. Viewing the Nazca Lines from the ground, they appear as little more than shallow trenches in the soil. But from the air, the giant forms take shape, and their artistic complexity becomes apparent. How the Nazca culture was able to construct them on such a monumental scale remains an enduring mystery. Archaeological evidence indicates the Nazca Lines were created between 500 BC and 500 CE by the Nazca culture, who flourished in the area from around 200 BCE to 600 CE. The Nazca possessed advanced knowledge of weaving, agriculture, pottery, and irrigation systems. Their civilization thrived in the arid desert climate through ingenious aqueducts that tapped underground oases. The Nazca people are also known for their colorful textiles and polychrome pottery depicting mythological beings and nature motifs. Constructing the geoglyphs would have required a tremendous amount of resources, planning, and collaborative effort. The Nazca likely mapped out the designs using simple tools like wooden stakes and rope. They dug trenches up to several feet deep by removing the darker rocks and revealing the lighter soil beneath. Generation after generation worked to create new geoglyphs, with some lines overlapping or intersecting earlier ones. But their purpose still puzzles researchers. The Nazca people left no written records explaining the geoglyphs. Some theories suggest the Nazca Lines were connected to astrology and served as a celestial calendar. Researchers have noted some lines pointing towards the sunrise and sunset on the winter solstice. Other ideas propose they were ritualistic walkways leading to gathering spaces for ceremonies or important dates on the calendar. The designs may also have marked underground water sources and rivers. Still, other theories interpret the lines and figures as sacred pathways, meant to be walked in religious processions, perhaps even linked to fertility and water worship. From the ground, the lines appear almost invisible, leading to theories that they were meant to be appreciated from the air. But this seems unlikely since the Nazca had no flying technology. The lines may have been created for ritual processions, within each form. Or perhaps the gods or spirits were believed to view the Nazca Lines from above. Their exact meaning for the Nazca culture still eludes scholars. The Nazca Lines endure as one of the most significant and impressive accomplishments of ancient peoples in the Americas. The scale, intricacy, and artistic complexity reflected in the geoglyphs required tremendous dedication, creativity, and resourcefulness. Their preservation stems from the favorable climate conditions of the dry desert, with little wind or rain to erode the lines. But increased human activity poses threats today. Urbanization, pollution, erosion, squatters, and trafficking have led to some damage of the Nazca Lines. Part of the Pan American Highway runs through the site. In 2014, Greenpeace activists placed huge letters beside the hummingbird figure as part of a stunt, leading to criticism of endangering the UNESCO site. Now, steps are being taken to restrict access and limit damage at the location. Drones and cameras allow researchers to study and monitor the lines without directly walking on them. Peru's government, scientists, and preservation groups are working together to protect the Nazca Lines and educate the public on their significance. Conservation efforts in recent decades have helped safeguard the site's integrity for future generations. The mysteries surrounding the Nazca Lines only add to their allure and the many questions left unanswered. But the genius, artistry, and monumental effort that went into creating the geoglyphs are undeniable. The Nazca Lines have left an indelible mark on our imaginations and our understanding of past civilizations. They give us a glimpse into the cosmology and accomplishments of an ancient people striving to make their mark upon the landscape. Their artistic vision produced an unparalleled wonder of the ancient world, rich in beauty, creativity, and design. The Nazca Lines will continue to fuel a sense of exploration, curiosity, and connection to our human past. Their meaning and messages will forever intrigue researchers, travelers, and dreamers who ponder the origins of human ingenuity.